We're sitting in a tavern that was built in 1801. In 1801, George Frankenberger applied for a tavern license to put a tavern on a deserted stretch of the Great Road between Harrisburg and Carlisle.
Back then, traveling to the next town over was an all-day affair.
If you're walking or driving animals, you could only make it about halfway from the eastern portion of the county to Carlisle in one day.
Frankenberger Tavern was simply a stopping point on your journey, and it offered the basics.
As compensation for providing a place to stay, you got to sell alcoholic beverages, which is where you made your profit.
You slept on the floor and were given a meal, whatever was in the pot. You couldn't be picky. The tavern also had a pen or stable for your driving animals. In the years after Frankenberger Tavern was built, more buildings popped up, and the location became a borough. Many of the people here at the time were mechanics.
Back then, a mechanic referred to anybody who worked with their hands to make things, worked on things, repair things.
Now you see how the name Mechanicsburg came to be. Buildings like Frankenberger came up quick. A few men and a couple days is all it took. In 1984, the contemporary siding was stripped to reveal how the tavern looked back in its beginning. Many of the other buildings in Mechanicsburg still have the original log building look, but they're covered up by modern-day siding. Recently, the tavern was almost destroyed. Where I'm standing at right now is the location of a fire just a few years ago, and being so close to the Frankenberger Tavern, the tavern also caught fire. You see all the charred parts of the wood here? Fortunately, it was put out and the tavern remains standing, and on top of that, has survived the elements for 220 years. The quick action of firefighters saved the building, and the tavern still stands as a reminder to all those who drive by of how one central PA town began.
There's just so much here. For one thing, I believe it was the seed of Mechanicsburg.
For Proudly Pennsylvanian, Ed Russo, CBS 21 News.